What up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Boxing Talk, along with
Your boy John G CBT. Let's do it.
also with
It's your boy Miles, Kentucky in the building.
also with
Smooth cat. Hello, everybody. I'm back.
and we'll be joined with the fourth Mayweather brother later on, uh, Elton
Speaking
Mayweather.
of them,
He
speaking
just
of them,
decided to join us. Mr. Mayweather, please introduce yourself.
What?
Just introduce yourself. It's E Mayweather.
Hard work.
Dedication.
Hard work.
dedication.
Well, he's introduced himself. Well, tonight's hey, can y'all cut that down in the back, man? Can y'all cut whatever that is down?
My fault. That's a ringtone. My bad.
All right. Tonight's Google Hangout will be talking about the Money Man himself. He sounds off on racism in an interview he did with Fight Hype. I'm gonna let JG go into details on what he said because I didn't read the entire interview. I just know bits and pieces of it. But JG, you take the floor and inform the people who may not know, what Floyd said, in an interview with Fight Hype.
Well, actually, I don't have exactly what Fight Hype had because I was reading an article on Fox Sports earlier where he talked about the likes of Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor, how they get all the love. They pretty much talk the same type of shit, and they getting all the love, and how boxing's kind of racist or whatever. A guy like Andre Ward excluded off or not at the top of the pound for pound list like he is, and I guess the whole Gennady Golovkin situation where he thought if he was Andre Ward, he would stay where he's at, and Gennady Golovkin should come up to where he is. He shouldn't go fight Kovalev because Triple G should come up to him, and he doesn't feel that Andre Ward should be forced to move up. I tried to paraphrase it pretty much right there, but I mean, if I missed anything, somebody let me know if I'm wrong.
Okay, you did say a handful of stuff. Okay, let me ask you this question, JG. Not to put you on the spot, but since you talking, what do you going off of what you said about the whole Mayweather saying that Andre Ward should stay at 168 to wait on, I guess Golovkin to come up. Do you agree that Andre Ward should have stayed stayed put at 168, although the work there is pretty much done? Do you agree that if he really wanted to fight, Golovkin, he should have stayed there, or if Golovkin really wanted to fight him, he should have stayed there and waited on him? Or you think he did the right thing by going up to 175?
I think he did the right thing by going up to 175. I think that the Golovkin fight has sailed. I think that it's done. I think that if HBO really wanted that fight, they probably would have set up something similar to how they're setting up something with Kovalev, where there would have been 3 fights between two of those guys a couple of years ago, and then we'd probably be getting that fight this year. I don't think that it's necessarily the fighters that don't want it to happen. So I mean, Andre Ward has to do what's best for him. I mean, he got his deal with Rock Nation. He's got to get his fights in to get his money. So I mean, as much as I honestly, I want to see him and Kovalev fight. I do want to see it happen. But as far as Triple G, no, I don't think he should have waited. I think that it sailed. I think that it's something that it's a fight we probably won't see unless both guys are at the end, and then we just say, all right, well, we'll see it now.
All right, okay. Let me ask you another question, and y'all can feel free to ask. This is simple yes or no, or maybe a quick reason why. Do you think HBO protected Golovkin from Ward for whatever reason that you may think? Because obviously they're not trying to protect Ward from Kovalev, even though he doesn't need protecting. Neither does Golovkin. But the image, do you think they were, just trying to protect the guy that they see as more of a solid investment because of his fight style and the power he possessed?
I'll go first. I think that HBO was. Yes, I do. That's just me. I think that HBO didn't. I think that they see something really big in Golovkin in the future. And do I think that they wanted Andre Ward to go in there and whoop him? No. Do I think Andre Ward would have whooped him? No. But I'm just saying HBO, in my opinion, didn't want that to happen because if Andre Ward beats Golovkin, Andre Ward doesn't sell like that. So what is HBO to do? They've invested. They're going to invest so much in Triple G that it didn't. I guess maybe it didn't make business sense to them for it to happen. But that's just my opinion.
Okay, I hear that, and I'm about to jump in real quick, and I'm gonna let everybody else answer. You said if he whooped Golovkin, if he whooped Golovkin bad, I mean, what if he does the same thing to Kovalev? Right now, HBO has two guys they go to, for the ratings, I guess, so to speak. You got Kovalev, who is a power puncher who's proven, B hop, cleverly, Pascal, all on his resume, and then you got Golovkin, who is going towards a fight with Canelo. So Andre Ward, either way you look at it, he's gonna kill one of them potentially. I'm not saying he's guaranteed to beat either one of the guys, but he's gonna kill one of HBO's big dogs potentially. So is it that they just prefer Golovkin over every fight on HBO? Because you can make a case that Kovalev could be what they're trying to push Golovkin to, because he's challenging himself to fight these guys, and Golovkin has yet to step up and face anybody of significance that
Well,
really make you sit there and think.
they
I
didn't
think
have
I think
him
it's more
though.
like this. I think
Go ahead.
Golovkin is more of he's more of a ticket sales than what Kovalev is. Okay, Golovkin events are known for selling out. I mean, you just mentioned that Kovalev has fought the better competition, but his sales aren't making the same type of money that Golovkin's are by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's more of a process like this in regards to Ward. I feel okay. What I believe what HBO wanted, they wanted Ward to agree to come in at 164 and to fight Golovkin. But since that didn't happen, they said to themselves, okay, you know what? The hell with it. What we'll do, maybe they'll meet somewhere down the line at 175 or something. Who knows? But it looks like I'm gonna agree with JG. The ship has sailed on that fight for right now, but I definitely do think that fight is gonna happen. I just think it'll be at 175 instead of 168.
Okay, but why? Okay, but Canelo sells more than anybody on HBO. Why would
Absolutely.
HBO want to put him in the ring with Golovkin? And that doesn't make sense if you
It's a
saying
super fight.
okay.
Yeah, he'll surpass Golovkin. I mean, he'll surpass Canelo if he beats him. But the thing
I
with
know,
Ward
It's a
is,
super fight.
but still though, I get that he will surpass him, but doesn't outside of Mayweather and Pacquiao, nobody moves the needle like Canelo Alvarez, and to put him in the ring with Golovkin, who we all pretty much agree is going to win that fight. I'm not,
I'm
it's,
50-50 on it because
okay,
they both two of my favorites.
yeah, but both of those guys are ticket sellers. Both of them are ticket sellers.
Absolutely.
They're going to be ticket sellers after the fight's over. Ward can only sell at home. He can
but
only
how?
fight in Oakland. So what is it? What sense does it make to put in the guy who can only fight in Oakland to beat your cash cow? It don't make sense.
But
Agreed.
how big of a seller is Golovkin really? If I really don't sit there and think about the sales and whatever too much. But is he really as big as we are claiming him out to be? I know because he's been getting a lot of push, and his pay per view, his debut pay per view was horrible. In terms of what
Bigger than
HBO
Ward.
expected.
Okay,
Ward has
I'll
never
say
been on
that.
pay per view.
I think
Ward's never been on pay per view.
okay. I think ticket sales wise, he's up. I'll say he's under Cotto. Ticket sales wise, pay per view sales wise. I mean, he's just like he's at the point where he's kicking the ice now. He's being known. You see him on the Apple commercial. He's on. If I'm exact, I think they got a new Nike commercial somehow that's coming with him on it.
Hmm.
So basically, what they're trying to introduce Golovkin to the whole widestream world now. As boxing fans, as you know, we know who the hell Golovkin is, but you can go up the street and CC, Ray Ray, Day Day, and Tay Tay. Now one of them they might not know who Golovkin is, But now you asked them about Floyd Mayweather, and they, oh yeah, we know who Floyd is.
That's because that's who paying for. That's who. Oh, my
You
bad,
said
not to
what?
jump in, but I didn't mean to jump in. But that's because Ray Ray and TT and CC is who's paying. That's why Mayweather's numbers are the way they are.
Exactly.
But what? But what?
Hey, this one thing I want to touch on too. And now this is another thing about Floyd that irritates me. And like I say, all due respect, I respect the hell out of him. But all I ever hear him do is say, "Oh, Americans don't support me," but you never ever acknowledge the people who do support you. You don't acknowledge them. You only acknowledge the negative. Where is the positive?
No,
He always acknowledges his fans. He always says I mean, he's not gonna go into details. Say I like the whatever you looking for. He always says without the fans, whether he means it or not, we don't know. But he says it. He says without the fans, I would be nowhere. He also lets us know that he's not fighting. He fights for the fans, but he fights for himself more and his family.
Right, absolutely.
So I don't get where you say he doesn't think he's not using he used both sides as motivation, but of course Mayweather has always been doubted. So obviously if you always doubt it, you're not gonna just look at the positive and get all the motivation from that. But Elton, JG, Mouse, one of y'all jump in. My bad.
Go ahead.
yeah, let's save that. Let's save that.
Elton.
Yeah. Oh, that's because as far as that, they actually would rather Kovalev lose because sort of like Mike says, Kovalev is more of a road warrior. He is going to everybody else's home to fight. He isn't fighting in his place of comfort because even in his last fight, it was half sold out at the Mandalay Bay. So with them Triple G, they are selling them to that pro-Mexican crowd. He's a Mexican style. So they are basically into that. Oh yes, he is Mexican. He has machismo. I mean, they are basically selling Triple G to the dumb fan. To the if you don't knock your guy out, we don't need you. I mean, he isn't even that dumb brawler, but if you listen to them speak about him, that is actually what you think. I mean, he is very technical in then what he does, but they make you think if you don't knock your guy out, you ain't really worth shit.
Agreed.
Yeah, so that's what my thing is, Mouse, and maybe you can touch on this. Why can't they promote Andre Ward? Find their way to promote not just HBO but Rock Nation, and find a lane for him to promote to get his name out there. Because obviously Ward didn't do a lot of talking, Super Six tournament. Now that he's doing a little talking about Golovkin and questioning why he has to move up, people are criticizing him for that. So why can't he kind of, I guess, make that transition to a little Floyd Mayweather without going full blown, losing it? I mean, and be accepted, because obviously that's what people accepted from Floyd, and people got behind it.
Can I give you my thoughts on why?
Why?
Okay, I feel like this with Ward. Okay, when Floyd was coming up, Floyd was willing to fight any and everybody ahead of him, and he would fight them any and everywhere. He wasn't necessarily picky where he had to say, if it's not in Detroit, I'm not fighting you. Floyd wasn't like that. Floyd was willing to go anywhere. I mean, he wasn't going overseas, but he was willing to go anywhere to make the fight happen. In the case with Andre Ward, if you tell him you're not fighting in Oakland, he's going to say, oh, I'm an Olympic gold medalist. I'm this, I'm that. I won the Super Six. And those are great accomplishments. I'm not shitting on them by any means. But what I'm saying is, boxing is a what have you done for me lately type sport. And outside of Oakland, Andre Ward's sales are pedestrian. And, I mean, it's a clear fact. And the thing with it is, what Andre Ward needs to do, he has to not only get consistent, but, I mean, okay, you trying to fight Kovalev. Get in the ring, whoop Kovalev's ass, and they have no choice but to come see you.
That ain't gonna never happen, man. Because Miles, I'm gonna let you get in after I make this brief statement. My bad, man.
Nah, you good.
Andre Ward has been whooping ass since he started boxing, and it still got him nowhere. Whether he can sell shit to flies or whatever it is, that's not the case. When he get in the ring, he is dominant. He is dominant. That's what we ask from our fighters, favorite fighters, to be dominant and fight the best. He's done that. Whether he fought in California, Alabama, in his house or whatever, you paid to see him fight, and he fought Kessler. He fought Abraham. He fought Beaker. He fought Allen Green. He fought Carl Froch. He fought Chad Dawson, Edwin Rodriguez, and it still got him nowhere. That's because they don't appreciate his fighting style. That's what I look at it as. I mean, he's not going to be that guy.
It can't just be that because I mean, people love the hell out of Bernard Hopkins, and they have a very similar fighting style.
Yeah,
People love the hell out of Bernard Hopkins.
I'm talking a lot.
Bernard Hopkins was. It took a long time for Bernard Hopkins to get that respect.
Right.
Like he came out, and that's the situation that's going on with Ward. Let's be objective here. The truth of the reality is Ward didn't start talking till after the Super Six, and after the Super Six, I mean, he took a layoff for like 3 years. I mean, it's kind of hard to sit here and expect people to be wild when you're not consistent in fighting, especially with the style that he has. I mean, unless you're a real like fan of the sweet science of boxing, a lot of people just think his style is boring. It's just like Bernard Hopkins. I mean, let's be honest. It's not that many fights that you can look at B-Hop and be like, okay, this, unless you really love that technical boxing and this was an exciting fight. I mean, it's just his style of fighting is that he's like a Rigondeaux. I mean, Rigondeaux is out there dominating people, and people just don't want to see him.
Well, he boring as fuck. I mean, that's just shit boring. What he did last fight, and I like Rigondeaux. That motherfucker was boring.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
Bernard,
he put a clinic on down there, and I mean, people still thought that was
No, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Right, but you still got people who will say that was boring. He didn't do nothing exciting. Hell, I mean, okay, that's like the biggest knock you hear on Mayweather. Oh, it wasn't that much action. You know why it wasn't that much action? Because after you fighting somebody who's constantly countering your ass, you get to the point where you like, okay, damn, I got to be smart about this. Because if I just go in, he's gonna keep hitting me with flush shots. So let me do this. And I mean, something else. That's like Floyd, though. He don't get credit for being that of a puncher. But for a guy to not be a puncher, hey, guys don't just come walk him down recklessly.
You don't. Because if that was the case, they would just be like Brandon Rios taking a punch. But when you feel some type of power on somebody's shots, any man with common sense will be like, you know what? I'm going to try to do something else. But back to the topic, I still think that Ward is treated differently from Golovkin. I mean, I remember when Ward was coming back, they didn't want to have him fight Edwin Rodriguez because they didn't really look at it as a top, a HBO-worthy fight. But Golovkin could potentially face, not saying this is, set in stone, but he could potentially face Torreno Johnson. You're not going to tell me that fight is worth an HBO boxing out the dark or whatever. Even an HBO Latino fights a lot. You know what I'm saying?
hell no, that shit should be on Fox Sports Net or NBC, one of the MSNBC or whatever the hell else. Like it should be on some of that shit.
PBC basically.
The
Yeah,
thing
pretty much.
Mouse, go ahead.
the thing they bank on with Golovkin is Golovkin fights 3 or 4 times a year, and that's what they bank on with him. It's more of a, okay, it's a fucking unknown, or it's just an action fighter, but he's fighting 3, 4 times, and they're making off of Golovkin fights, way more than they would make off of one Ward fight. You know what I mean? And Ward's not fighting consistently enough to be able to put up anything at this point in time. I mean, even if you look at Rock Nation was like the worst move he could have made. I mean, their promotion it's not that good. I mean, they didn't hype none of his fight. It was just the ring being black. The whole promotional side of that is just not.
I honestly think that Ward it may sound crazy what I'm about to say, but Ward may have done HBO a favor in terms of signing with Rock Nation because he could have easily went with Al Heyman, and then who does HBO have to fight Golovkin or Sergey Kovalev? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Nobody.
but
Well,
You got
shit, right now, Andre Ward ain't fighting nobody.
but I'm
exactly.
saying, but he's scheduled to fight in March. You know what I'm saying? He's scheduled to fight in March, and then I guess whenever him and Kovalev. I'm just saying in terms of that having that option. You know, you always have war to dangle between Golovkin and Kovalev and Pascal if you want to throw his name in there. But yeah, Ward has done it to himself, being inactive, being hurt, not fighting when he should fight, whining about a lot of deals. But in terms of him just being, I guess, hard to promote. I don't believe he's that hard to promote. You know what I'm saying? You just got to have a promoter that's willing to do the groundwork for a fighter that may not, have that big personality like a Floyd Mayweather. Manny Pacquiao didn't have a big personality. Obviously, he had the fighting
Right,
style and the
but Manny
power.
Pacquiao was a dynamo.
Yeah,
Personalities.
yeah.
But you know
But
what though? Floyd, I think somebody brought up a very good point. I don't know who it was. It might have been Tavares who brought this point up, but a guy like Manny Pacquiao, a guy like Golovkin, guys like that who can't really speak English very well, they can kind of make up the stories for people, and people will fall in love with them. Now, our American guys like Floyd, Wilder, guys that we talk about, they can talk clearly and people can kind of decide for themselves from their mouths. But for Manny Pacquiao and guys like that who really don't speak the language, and Jim Lampley or whoever can kind of make up whatever the hell they want us to know about that person, then I mean they're gonna get that love. That's
those
kind
are a
of
bunch of. Go ahead, JJ. My bad.
I mean that's kind of what it is. That's why like if you look on that network, for example, HBO, it's filled with a whole bunch of that. It's filled with a whole bunch of that.
I think in the case Manny Pacquiao, Golovkin, certain guys, HBO or apologists for him. They like it's just like it's not kind of fair to every fighter that's on the network. I mean, you have, and not to try to defend Ward because I'm not trying to do that, but it's clear how they operate. Obviously, yeah, you're gonna gravitate towards the guy that's making you the money, but you still gotta have some type of respect for a guy who's done something and who's trying to make his way back. It's not like he took some L's. He just can't stay healthy, or he had a unfortunate promotional issue that he got himself into. But I just think that people are quick to apologize for Manny Pacquiao or Golovkin. In Manny Pacquiao's case, what he says come out of his mouth. They apologize for broken English, and then the lack of competition that Golovkin is facing. It's just like, well, he's knocking everybody out, so it's okay to keep fighting mediocre guys when that's not the case. I mean, they're not apologizing for Sergey Kovalev. They practically feeding him any and everybody, and he's just eating them up like Pac-Man. And you can't tell me Golovkin can't beat these guys that Kovalev is fighting. I mean, I don't know, man. Elton, JG, whoever.
But well, actually, if you really look at it, you don't have to realize Ward isn't an HBO grown fighter. He's a Showtime grown fighter.
Right.
He then on with HBO when they actually thought they could pair him up with Floyd to be the next great American boxer. And once Floyd left a couple months later, it's like
It derailed that ship.
Yeah, probably. I didn't think of it like that. JG, what was you about to say? Because Elton Cena has froze up on him.
Damn, I done forgot what I was gonna say, bro.
we really don't need you anymore. He
Okay,
actually
got
started
you.
going in
Keep talking.
and going on him.
Yeah, but
So
Go ahead, Mouse.
I don't think you were saying about the personalities. I don't think Ward's personality is the problem with promoting Ward. I think the problem is the demands that come from Ward. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, simple shit like wanting to fight in Oakland. The purses. A lot of fighters don't want to go to Oakland knowing that that's his hometown. I mean,
Right.
you want to go somewhere where you already almost guaranteed to lose. I mean, a lot of it don't have to do with his personality. A lot of it has to do with what comes with the contract and fighting Ward. I mean, Ward still banks off of the Super Six, and I mean, he hasn't fought any legit guys since the Super Six.
Well, he fought Chad Dawson. He fought Chad. I
Yeah,
mean,
that was the Chad Dawson that came down to 168 to fight for. I
I
mean, not.
mean,
I mean, you talking about light heavyweight who came down when it should have been Ward that should have moved up to fight Dawson.
but like JG says, you negotiate for what you want, and if you can get it,
You
then you
can't.
accept it.
Oh, you're right. You can't take that from Ward. I mean, not to discredit Ward, but I mean,
I feel what you're saying though. He could have went up to
Hey,
175.
hey, look, I say this with all due respect. That's Chad Dawson's dumbass fault. He's the one who said it on camera that I
you,
go down to 168 to fight him. So that's his fault.
no, yeah, I agree 100% on that. I'm just saying he hasn't fought a legit. I mean, that wasn't the best Chad Dawson at
I
168.
get you.
You know,
I
and
agree.
Ward
fought
talk.
Edwin Rodriguez is not. You know,
He not what we thought he was. I ain't never thought he was gonna be a superstar, but I didn't think he was gonna be as mediocre as he is now. But
Everybody knew Aaron Rodriguez was a one-dimensional puncher. Everybody knew it.
we thought he could. I thought he could be a dynamic one puncher.
I did. Hell, I'm gonna be honest. His last fight, I can't think it was fighting Michael Woods.
He should have lost that fight.
Right, Michael Woods fought that fight dumb as hell. I mean, you got an 82-inch reach at light heavyweight. There should be no fucking body getting inside of your jab. Nobody should get inside of your jab. But
Agreed.
you sitting there, you want to fight a firefight with a smaller fighter and wonder why you get knocked out.
Now we're about to transition to something else. Floyd said he had brought up Ronda Rousey, and Conor McGregor from the UFC, and the difference of how they're treated being cocky, but also being white. So what are y'all thoughts on that? Do you think he has a point? I do, but
Can I give the direct quotes?
yes, do that.
All right. So they say McGregor talks a lot of trash and people praise him for it. But when I did it, they say I'm cocky and arrogant. That's the McGregor one. And I can give you the Ronda one too.
Okay.
Ronda Rousey, I think she fought somewhere like 11 or 12 fights, which is not a bad thing. Layla Ali went undefeated and was dominating too. After Ronda Rousey fought, I think 9, 10, 11 fights, it didn't even take that long. She got all types of hype and endorsements, movies, and everything.
There it is. There it is. You hear the quotes. What do y'all think about that? Does he have a valid point, or if you disagree, why do you disagree? Smooth Cat, let you start off.
Okay, with Floyd, I think it's good. Okay, I think he overly uses the racism factor with some things. I think to an extent he is right, but to another extent you got to look at it. It's like, okay, basically what he's saying is, okay, I'm cocky, I'm arrogant, so you're not gonna like me. But just because someone of a different nationality is, that means you're gonna like them. What's the guy name? Conor McGregor. I'm not sure if that was actually him or not, but he responded to Floyd Mayweather and he said the reason why people like me and why they didn't like you is because he said it didn't take me 6 years to fight my biggest rival. I didn't make up excuse after excuse. He said when somebody say they want to fight me, I get in there and I fight them.
with the UFC got like 10 fighters in each class.
I
Right.
mean, I'm not gonna. I don't want to. I'm not gonna. Yeah, that case right there. I mean, it's a point. We didn't have to wait 6 years for the fight. That's just a fact. And anybody that get upset with that, that's just too pro Floyd Mayweather. We all know that fight should have been happened, but that's not a reason to be mad at a dude that fought 48 other times and entertained us and knocked out guys and gave it all. So that holding the grudge for finally getting a fight a few years later is stupid to me because we got the fight, pretty much got the same result. I guess it would have been a little different back in
Hey,
'09, but JG, go ahead.
yeah, and here's the funny thing. To me, I don't think it was Conor McGregor, but if it was Conor McGregor and you talking that trash, you talking that shit, I'm gonna take my imaginary hat off for a minute. So if you were so upset about the fight being 6 years or whatever, why the fuck was you on ESPN First Take doing interviews or ESPN doing interviews talking about the fight on the red carpet and shit?
Exactly. He looked up at didn't he look up to Mayweather or some in the interview he said, or I don't know, he maybe he using Floyd's name to garner more attention to himself. Like, I mean, it is the truth, man. Racism does exist, and it is a reason. Don't nobody like an outspoken black African American man or woman who is the best at what they do and not afraid to flash it and let you know. That's simple as that. T.O., Randy Moss, look at Cam Newton, doing the dab and all that, and people still hating on him about that. So let's be real, because Tom Brady not getting criticized. Peyton
Man,
Manning not.
I seen damn Andy Reid do the dab and they thought the shit was funny.
Yeah, and Arthur Blank did the dab after the Falcons beat him. Then nobody
Hey,
say, "Oh, well, he's being," come on, man.
hey, some quick. Smooth Cat does the dab.
Elton, go ahead, man. Go ahead, Elton.
You already know what I think. I actually thought it was 100% correct with with what he said and then how he said. Most people don't like that. They actually would have rather it come out as more actually peace. It actually pissed off that he said it by himself because I think the coach he was talking about too, JG, with the real or fake McGregor. Let's be real. You actually couldn't hold Floyd's jock strap to be talking about this and that. Don't nobody. You are getting this hype because you are doing
Hey, who got the TV on? I can't hear shit.
uh, all the hype is because you are the cocky Irish guy, which is which is cool, which is half of Canelo's biggest advantage because he looks like a white Mexican. Because if he looked like
Big Cool's brother.
Marquez,
Yep, that's my
because
brother.
if he damn looked like Marquez, he damn wouldn't be as big as he is now.
No, that's
He's a
real, and that's
freckle
why
face
that's exactly why I wore the shirt. That's exactly why I wore the shirt. I was hoping somebody said it.
because he's a freckle faced, red headed Mexican who damn looks Irish.
True.
That I mean, don't get me wrong. Canelo can fight his ass off, but damn, fighting your ass off is half the battle. It
In
is
my
all
Ian
about the
Hook
look.
voice, that redhead motherfucker can fight.
Yeah, you said some real stuff right there. That is half the battle, being able to fight. And I just think that, man, it's hard. It's hard, man. It's for an African American athlete or just in any field, it's hard to be humble and then still get to where you want in some cases. And then it's harder, I guess, to be flamboyant and still get there. So it's like you fighting an uphill battle with whatever. You had, take for instance, Donovan McNabb, the ultimate, company man. Didn't never say nothing, didn't never come to the aid of, T.O., whether he felt he was wrong or not. And look where he's at now. He's an afterthought. People in the black community don't give a fuck about him. B Hop went on First Take and criticized him. He was like, you know what? Would I let him watch my kids? Yeah, but I wouldn't do something else. It was a few years back. So kissing ass don't get you nowhere. So you got to take the Floyd Mayweather route. Go ahead,
Mouse.
JG or Mouse,
Oh,
whoever.
I was gonna say something. As far as Floyd's comments, I guess his comments about Conor McGregor and Ronda Rousey, I think he was absolutely correct. I think that earlier where he brought Andre Ward into it, he was wrong. Because I think Andre Ward's a different case. Like Mouse was bringing up earlier, you know, Andre Ward was kind of inactive. That's why he wasn't really getting his love as much.
Yeah, yeah.
But as far as Conor McGregor, man, I like him.
I
I
do
like
too.
guys like that. Honestly, I'm consistent. See, that's the thing. If
Absolutely.
if you like Floyd being like that, you like T.O. talking this trash or whatever you like. I personally like guys who are brash and back it up. That's what I like. So I like Conor McGregor. Ronda Rousey. I like Ronda Rousey. I mean, To a certain extent. I mean,
No, to a certain extent, yeah, but
to a certain extent. I mean, I respect her athletic ability, but compared to what Layla Ali did, or what Ann Wolf and guys like, I mean, and girls like that did, I
you
oh my
wild,
god,
dirty JG.
bro.
And Wolf is calling in right now. She ready to fight you, JG.
She, I'm gonna whoop his ass. Nah, but nah, I mean, like for what women like that, what they did or whatever, and they ain't get the props like that. I think he's absolutely correct. I do. I don't think that the media pushes guys the same way. Like if you're black and you're brash, you're a problem. You're negative. But if you're white and you're brash, you're confident, you're a leader, you're fiery, you're a competitor. That's just what it is.
Perfect example, Tom Brady.
Let me chime in on something real quick. That's okay. With Layla Ali. Layla Ali was one of the most talented female boxers of all time. My only issue with Layla Ali is, I mean, you had the opportunity to make this big money that you always said you wanted, and you threw it away. And now, since you've been retired, you talk more trash retired than you did. I mean, when you were pro. I mean, she had every ample opportunity to fight Ann Wolf. You never wanted it to happen, so it didn't happen. But
The,
now you say, "Oh, Ann Wolf has been scared of you for years." Which one is it? I mean, you could have fought him when y'all were both active. Ann Wolf now is semi-retired. Only how she says she'll come back is to fight you, and you're not knocking on the door. So what is it?
Well, hey Mike. Well, I got one for you. What's the oh, mouse talking?
no.
No, it's a
Okay.
TV.
Well, I got one up you, Mike. What's the biggest woman fight out there that could have been made? Like
Cyborg.
bingo, bang, bing, ding, 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 ding,
Right,
ding.
Cyborg and Rousey.
Thank you.
And see, that's
So,
what you get for ducking one fighter. You get your ass beat by the next.
Hey, but see, Holly Holm was still
And
a
I'm,
top-notch fighter.
but nobody gave her a chance, and I didn't. I ain't gonna lie. I was
I mean,
pulling
hey,
for her, but
I gave her a
shit,
chance. I thought Rousey would beat her though. I gave her a chance.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't give her no chance because I
Hey, but
ain't
hey,
think that she
I'll say
gonna.
this:
I didn't
Ronda
think
Rousey
Ronda
would
was stupid.
still beat Cyborg.
Ronda, man, some showed me in that fight. She don't nobody like getting hit, but when Holly Holm started hitting up two piecing her, she started taking steps back, and you can see she thinking about the licks, and she didn't want none of that shit. She started coming in reckless, and then that's when it went downhill from there. Cyborg gonna be on her ass like dog and heat.
I mean, and also somebody need to Cyborg need to be tested. I think that's a man. I'm sorry.
And that man would beat her ass. It don't matter, man.
I
People
doubt it.
they said the same thing about Holly Holm when the little picture came out that I guess her vaginal area or whatever. They was like she need to be I want to be politically correct. I don't want to say that, but
Right.
yeah, I don't know, man. Ronda Rousey got that ass beat though, and those memes was hilarious. I might make a
Oh,
thumbnail.
nah.
But here's the point, though. Ronda Rousey, right? Like Floyd Mayweather up to Manny Pacquiao. How many domestic violence interviews and videos did we see? With up
Thousands.
to up to Ronda Rousey's fight, how many did we see?
You kind of heard
Zero.
about it. You kind of heard about it late, and they was making excuses. Well, he took nudes of me. That don't mean you beat his ass. Break
Man,
his
man,
phone.
man, fuck all that. Rachel Nichols ain't give her no damn interview, did she? Michelle Beadle wasn't talking shit, was she? No,
Nope.
they weren't.
Michelle
Because
Beadle, a bitch.
because I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There is some racism. There's a point that Floyd made with that. I agree. I agree with those
It's
two
some
people.
prejudice. I mean, see, racism is like a stronger term. I'll say it's prejudice in sports all around. But I
It's
mean,
racism,
Absolutely.
man.
I think racism is a little strong. It can
Um,
definitely be implied, but I mean, I think prejudice is a better way to put it.
Man, I feel in the case of HBO, Michelle Beadle can fucking look at Jim Lampley in the eyes and joke and laugh with him and not have a problem with him knowing she ain't stupid. She knew about his history, but she was in the same room with Floyd Mayweather. She would not look him in his eyes. She would not be joking or none of that. Look at how when Michael Vick went up there, because she a big dog lover, she couldn't stand to be next to Michael Vick. She couldn't stand to be standing next to a guy that was been forgiven, paid his dues, and has changed. So it is racism in HBO's case. Jim Lampley full of shit, Michelle Beadle full of shit, and whoever else that support that full of shit. Because
ESPN full of shit.
yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna look at pretty much
Right.
they all full of shit, man. They all full of shit.
And that's the main reason why I said what I said. That it is a state of prejudice. It is.
No, that's racism shit. Cause how can you, man? You condone your white brother from doing that shit, but you condemning the next man. Man, that's racism.
That
See,
is.
man,
That's what prejudice is,
it
though.
don't matter what I'm calling racist, prejudice, whatever. She is all that shit and wrapped in one, and fucking go whatever, man.
Oh
Damn.
man.
Get this though. But get this though. This motherfucker who did domestic violence is on his show talking shit about another dude who did domestic violence. How fucked up is that? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cuss that much. I mean, people gonna look at this and be like, "Damn, I didn't know he'd go off like that." But I'm just saying. I mean, somebody got to talk to me. Somebody got to talk to me.
Man, we give it to you like Floyd did, raw and uncut. That's some bullshit. Fuck Jim Lampley. Mouse, what you got to say about that?
Man, I don't know. I don't think Floyd was wrong. Yeah, what he said on Ward. I mean, even though Ward, I mean, regardless of style, his inactivity, and everything like that, I agree with Floyd no matter what on racism. Because I still believe if Ward was not a black man, he wouldn't be so scrutinized as he is, regardless of inactivity or not. I mean, I do think that the inactivity does play a part in it. I mean, man, you see with the WBC, it's not even only, you know what I mean? I mean, you see the WBC that's ran by the Mexican
Yeah.
Council.
Yep. Absolutely.
You see the way that they are with their fighters, and I mean, it's all over the board. It's not, I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. As a trainer and as a fighter, we've gone to places where you were fighting a rivalry and you were told, you know, we need you to throw this fight, or you were brought in as the blue corner. You know what I mean? Where the blue corner is like the underdog, the one nobody expects to win. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
you know, like it's not. It goes beyond prejudice. I mean, and it hasn't just started now. I mean,
Chill out, smooth cat. Chill out. Let him finish. Finish, mouse.
I'm just saying. I mean, I agree with Floyd on everything. I mean, I think it's a joke. I think. When's the last time that you've seen the UFC have any black fighters besides John Jones being on top?
I got a few. They got Rumble Jones. They got Daniel Cormier. But I mean, they got a few. But like I said, it's all racism, man.
It's like
Yeah.
Rampage.
Woo! They only liked him because he was barking like a dog. Probably shit. That shit that Wolfie was doing.
Man, y'all mentioning all John Jones victims.
Yeah,
I'm,
he did. He beat up Rashad Evans.
I think the racism issue is more relevant than what is out there. I mean, we don't see half the shit that's out there. I mean, behind closed doors going on in the promotional side and on the fighter side. I mean, there's reasons why Mayweather say this kind of thing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Mayweather might not be the most articulate guy, but he's not gonna say shit just to say it. I mean, he's been boxing for what? Racism has something to do with him losing in the Olympics. I mean, and then shit. If he would have lost to
Or
Canelo,
the dumbass judges.
Hey, hey, look at my shirt right now.
Yeah, but come on,
The
you
one.
can't blame the judges for everything. I mean, they did the same shit to Holyfield. They did the same shit to Roy Jones. I mean, you
Yeah,
know, it goes beyond just the judges, man. It's
it's racism.
Yo, racism, man, racism sells tickets. It sells magazines. Honestly, it makes matches. It is what it is. It drives the rankings. I mean, I was just showing my shirt to show Mayweather Canelo. Honestly, a lot of people probably thought Canelo was a white guy fighting a black guy who really didn't know it, who really don't know the sport. What did they put it on? They put it on in May, right? It was in May,
Hmm.
which was Cinco de Mayo weekend or whatever. So I mean, they knew the formula. Most of the time, it was Floyd fighting against a Latino fighter on a Mexican holiday, and that's what sold. And I mean, the events were made based on race. It is what it is. It drives the sport.
but also when you touch on that Floyd situation, uh, I mean, let me ask y'all a serious question. I mean,
All right.
my perspective on what I've seen. I've also noticed that a lot of, you know, Americans don't support Floyd, and it kind of, yeah, I mean, like I'll give you an example. I, whether if a Puerto Rican is fighting, whether or not I feel that Puerto Rican is gonna win or lose, I'm still gonna rock with my Puerto Rican at heart. You know what I mean? I mean that's my people. You know what I mean? But I feel like with Floyd, a lot of people don't. You know what I mean? They'd rather go for the guy who's from a different country or whatever. And I feel like that's a majority of the problem as well too. I think that, you know what I mean, just a lot of scrutiny comes from ourselves.
Man, I agree. That's what I. That's my whole thing. That's my whole thing. Just
Me,
because I support a fighter, go ahead, Elton.
about to say to Mouse's point, most of that is jealousy more than anything. Most people don't like to see him. Yeah, here is $5 million just in cash. It then pisses them off. Oh, I damn got to go to my shitty job every day and damn you flashing what I don't got.
Uh,
And
go ahead.
it's with that race race is involved, but if you actually sort of like JG said, I was at the Mayweather fights. Do you want to know how many niggas Floyd was called after that fight? With everybody leaving out the picture, you really want to know how many niggas he was called? Shit, Danny Garcia too, and then Danny Garcia Puerto Rican. They was called all kind of shit leaving that night.
Man, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say it's a jealousy. It is kind of jealousy, but the way I look at it, is that if Floyd Mayweather and guys are okay with in the African American sense, or just American if you want to put it like that, he's setting a foundation for guys who are flamboyant. A route they can go. Like Andre Ward can set one for the humble kind of black man or white man, whatever. But they opening doors whether you want to realize that or not for down the line, and for future boxers to come. or or whatever. But like they open the doors for future up and coming boxers, man. I'm everywhere. What I say though, was it the white man, black man? I'm on one, but it don't matter, man. Looking at Jay, you threw me all off, bro. Hey, Mouse, what was your
So
question again?
I'm just saying, I feel like a lot of things with Floyd is us. I mean, I go back to what Elton just said, like the jealousy that people have, like, but you only see that in the American culture, man.
Yeah,
I ain't never seen that shit in no Puerto Rican culture, like with our fighters. I ain't never seen this, you know.
Mouse. What I mean, not Mouse. I mean, Mike. What the hell you got on your eyes, man? Because it said somebody added a Google effect. I was like, what the fuck is that?
That's me. Don't pay me no mind.
Yeah, but I'm with you, Mouse, man. The Americans don't support Americans. That's what Wilder said, and And you'll see in the interview later on tomorrow, Demetrius Andrade kind of, said that a little bit. It's well known we don't support our own, but we support the others, and not the brothers. But wow, I'm distracted now. But
See red.
see bullshit. But uh,
Literally.
yeah. Maybe it's good you put that light on, Mike, so we can see you know that you're there or whatever that is. But damn, Mike, you got me distracted for real. Forgot what I'm about to say.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Shit. I don't know. I guess that might be it then, because Floyd said a lot. I don't know. I'm gonna go watch. I don't know. Elton, Mouse, you got something else to say?
Nah, like I said, I know racism is alive, but I think we as Americans need to do a better job of supporting, our own fighters. And that's, as a Puerto Rican, we're American as well too. We're American citizens. You know, we have to be able to support our kind before we expect anybody else to respect us.
Yep. That's why Roy Jones still fighting because American fans didn't appreciate him. I blame y'all's fans that don't that didn't support him.
Blame the
Now he got to go to Russia.
I mean, exactly. Let's blame the fucking Russians.
No, now it's the American fighters. That's why he ran over the fucking Russia, and now they want him to fight. And when he gave us the best, now they getting like the old on the cane Roy Jones. But I'm gonna still keep supporting him. Adrian Broner, the next
Roy
pound.
Jones, please.
Adrian Broner, the next pound for pound king. Yeah, I said it.
Roy Jones, please retire. Please. As soon
Anybody
as
can
possible.
anybody can get it. Mexican, Puerto Rican, the can whatever. Anyway, we out of here, man. I'm Big Cool from CBT. That's JG. That's Smooth Cat. That's Mouse, and that's Elton Mayweather. Stop inboxing me about tickets. I talked to Elton about that shit. If Mayweather come back, we out of here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter at Colossal CBT. Like that page, like Elton Mayweather's page, and we out of here.
Follow the movement.
Hard work.
Dedication.